Hey guys, Ace here and welcome to PHP tutorial number 16. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at the start of loops, in particular the while loop. Before we get on to that though, what is a loop? Well basically, let's just open our code up here. A loop is something that allows us to execute certain instructions over and over until the supplied condition or until the condition supplied evaluates to false, okay? And that's what the while loop does. The while loop executes until the condition supplied is false. So now we know what a loop does and what it is. Let's look at how we make our own loop. So in this we're going to be looking at the while loop, so we're going to look at how to make a while loop. Okay, so we really simply just type while, then 2 parentheses, and then we type a condition, and this condition will determine whether your loop after, or when it starts and after every other iteration, or after every iteration, sorry, whether it continues looping or whether it stops and carries on with the rest of the code. Now after this, which is called the function the loop header, we have to supply the body of the function, which is what the body of the loop. I keep saying function, which is basically what the loop will do every iteration. And to do that, we first have to type 2 curly braces, an opening and closing one, and then in between that we just type the body of the loop. Okay. Now our condition here is while I plus 1 is not equal to 5. Okay. So while I plus 1 is not equal to 5, then this loop will continue to execute over and over. Okay. So to start off with, before even we declare the loop, we declare a variable called I and assign it a value of 1. Okay. And now what happens is after declaring and assigning that, it reaches the while loop and it first checks the condition before it goes in. It says, is I plus 1 not equal to 5? And of course 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, so 2 is not equal to 5, so it echoes out true, and then it increments I by 1, so now I is 2, then it goes and checks the condition again, and it says, is 2 plus 1 not equal to 5? 2 plus 1 is 3, so 3 is not equal to 5, so it again echoes out true, and a line break of course, remember, and it then increments I to 3, and it goes back up, and it says, is 3 plus 1 not equal to 5? 3 plus 1 is 4, so it's not equal to 5, so it echoes out true. So far we've echoed out 3 times, then it increments I to 4, then it checks it again, I plus 1, which is 4, is it not equal to 5? I plus 1, which is 4 plus 1, equals 5, which is equal to 5, therefore the condition is now false, and it will no longer execute, and it will just skip to straight after the closing curly brace. So ultimately, we should expect 3 true to be echoed out 3 times, as well as this false, which is echoed out after to signify the end of the loop. So I've just already started up WAMP, and I'm in my home page. I'm just going to click the tutorials folder, and here we can see true, true, true 3 times, and then false. So clearly it's worked. Now, this while loop has a condition, which means so long as something inside the loop happens to create the false condition, this condition inside the while header will ultimately end up closing the while loop. But we have what are called while true loops, which is just where the condition is true, which means whenever it comes back to check the condition, it's always true, because true can never be false. So this is an endless loop. Now the way we stop endless loops is by having an if statement inside, and so in this case I've just got if, and then I plus 1 equals 10, then break. Okay, and what break does when it's inside a loop, okay, is it breaks outside the loop and stops executing the loop. So when it hits this statement, if I plus 1 is equal to 10, then it hits the break, and it's like, okay, break, immediately get out of the nearest loop, or, not necessarily a loop, but in this case it's a loop. So it hits a break, it's like, okay, get out of the loop, and it comes right to the ending curly brace. So having this if statement is pretty much the same as having this the condition in between the parentheses. To be honest, it's escaped my mind why we use while true loops, but there is a reason. So I'm sure you'll come across a situation where you'll use a while true loop at some point in your programming career. But apart from the condition thing, it's pretty much all the same. All we're doing is checking inside the loop. And this time what should happen is, because I is 4 at the moment, it will go into the loop straight away, because true is always true, so the condition's fine. It will say, is 4 plus 1, which is 5, equal to 10? No, so don't break. It skips to the end and says echo true plus true 2, and a line break. Then now it says I++, increments I to 5, 5 plus 1 not equal to 10, 6 plus 1 not equal to 10, 7 plus 1 not equal to 10, 8 plus 1 not equal to 10, 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. So it goes into the if statement, and it breaks, and it ends up at this closing, just after this closing curly brace, and outputs false 2. So let's give this a test run, just refresh. You can see true 2, true 2, blah 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 blah, until we get finally false 2. So that went from 4, okay, so 4, then 5 plus 1, then 6 plus 1, then 7 plus 1, then 8 plus 1. So that should be 5 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. So this has just been hopefully a short introduction to loops. Next tutorial we'll be looking at the while loop, and then after that the for loop, and then after that the for each loop. So we've got a packed schedule, so I'll see you guys later.